People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. It is better to try something and fail than to try nothing and succeed. The result may be the same, but you won't be. We always grow more through defeats than victories. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Take a chance and you may lose. Take not a chance and you have lost already. The unhappy person is never present to themselves because they always live in the past or the future. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Hope is passion for what is possible. The Bible is very easy to understand. But we Christians are a bunch of scheming swindlers. We pretend to be unable to understand it because we know very well that the minute we understand, we are obliged to act accordingly. If I could prescribe only one remedy for all the ills of the modern world, I would prescribe silence. God creates everything out of nothing. And everything which God is to use, he first reduces to nothing. The minority is always stronger than the majority, because the minority is generally formed by those who really have an opinion. And this is one of the most crucial definitions for the whole of Christianity, that the opposite of sin is not virtue but faith. Our life always expresses the result of our dominant thoughts. It is not where we breathe, but where we love, that we live. The more people who believe something, the more apt it is to be wrong. The person who's right often has to stand alone. O Luther, you had 95 theses. The matter is far more terrible. There is only one thesis. The Christianity of the New Testament does not exist at all. Here there is nothing to reform. Christ has not only spoken to us by his life but has also spoken for us by his death. It is better to try something and fail than to try nothing and succeed. The result may be the same, but you won't be. We always grow more through defeats than victories. Are you not aware that there comes a midnight hour when everyone must unmask? The minority is always stronger than the majority, because the minority is generally formed by those who really have an opinion. For without risk there is no faith, and the greater the risk, the greater the faith. It is not the path which is the difficulty, rather, it is the difficulty which is the path. I found I had less and less to say, until finally, I became silent, and began to listen. I discovered in the silence, the voice of God. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true, the other is to refuse to believe what is true. It seems essential, in relationships and all tasks, that we concentrate only on what is most significant and important. Faith is the highest passion in a human being. Many in every generation may not come that far, but none comes further. Since my earliest childhood a barb of sorrow has lodged in my heart. As long as it stays I am ironic, if it is pulled out I shall die. I begin with the principle that all men are bores. Surely no one will prove himself so great a bore as to contradict me in this. Personality is only ripe when a man has made the truth his own.